In the heart of a quiet town stood a little clock shop that never closed. Day or night, rain or snow, the door remained slightly open just enough to tempt your curiosity. No one remembered when it was built. No one remembered who ran it, but if you stood outside long enough, you could hear the faint tick-tick-tick of 1,000 clocks, all ticking in perfect unison. No one ever saw anyone enter. No one ever saw anyone leave, until 12-year-old Theo decided he had waited long enough. His grandfather, once the town's best watchmaker, had vanished years ago after saying he was going to visit the shop for a final repair. No one believed Theo when he said that shop had something to do with it, but now he was ready to find out. It was just past midnight. The streets were empty. Theo wore his backpack, carried a flashlight, and had a note in his pocket that simply read, "Don T. Follow the ticking." A note his grandfather had scribbled years ago before he disappeared. Theo stepped inside. The smell of oil and old wood filled the air. Hundreds, maybe thousands of clocks lined every wall. Grandfather clocks, cuckoo clocks, wristwatches, timers, sand hourglasses, all ticking perfectly together. In the center stood a giant brass clock with no hands. It glowed faintly. It was humming. Theo whispered, "Hello." Silence. Then, a whisper from behind the counter. "You're late." A man stood there. Old, bent, with wild gray hair and a long coat stitched with gears. I'm looking for my grandfather," Theo stammered. The man smiled. But his eyes ticked. Literally. The pupils shifted side to side like the hands of a clock. "Then you've entered the right place. And the wrong time." Before Theo could react, the door slammed shut behind him. The ticking grew louder. And suddenly, every single clock in the room stopped. Dead silence. Then, they ticked backward, and the world around Theo shifted. He found himself standing in the same shop, but everything was different. Dustier, dimmer, the air colder. From the corner of the room, a figure emerged, a younger man. A familiar face. "Grandpa." The man turned. It was him, but not as Theo remembered. Younger, pale eyes filled with terror. "You shouldn't be here," his grandfather whispered. "He sees everything now." Theo reached out. "What happened? What is this place?" His grandfather pointed to the giant brass clock. "He built that. The clockmaker. It doesn't tell time, it steals it. Every visitor adds a minute to his life, and loses a year of their own." Theo's chest tightened. "But that's impossible. That's why no one remembers this shop," his grandfather said. "It erases its guests. It turns them into whispers inside the gears." Suddenly, the clocks ticked once more forward. Fast, faster. So fast, the sound became a screech. A shadow stretched across the wall. The clockmaker was coming. Theo's grandfather shoved a broken pocket watch into Theo's hand. "This is your way out. Smash it, Tand. It will freeze time just long enough to escape. But don't wait." Theo turned to run. But the clockmaker had arrived. He wasn't a man anymore. Not fully. His arms were long and jointed like clock hands. His body was made of gears, and his face had no mouth, just a swinging pendulum where a smile should be. Tick-tock. He raised his arm. The room twisted, bending reality like soft clay. Time around Theo slowed. He could feel seconds dragging against his skin like cold syrup. Then Theo threw the pocket watch to the ground and smashed it. Boom. Time froze. Clocks mid-tick. The clockmaker mid-step. Even the air stopped moving. Theo grabbed his grandfather's hand. "Come on." But his grandfather hesitated. "I'm part of this place now. I bought too much time. My gears are already turning." "No," Theo yelled. But his grandfather smiled gently. "Go. Don't let him steal you too." Theo turned and sprinted toward the front door. It had reappeared, barely cracked open. As he stepped through, the sound of ticking exploded behind him like 1,000 falling dominoes. Then, silence. Theo woke up in his own bed. Morning sunlight warmed the room. His backpack was gone. So was the broken pocket watch. But beside his pillow sat a letter, in his grandfather's handwriting. "You stopped the clock. You remembered me. Thank you." Theo looked out the window toward where the clock shop once stood. It was gone. Only a small empty lot remained. But in the distance, deep inside the wind, he could almost hear the softest ticking, waiting, watching for its next visitor. The end. Subscribe to Magic Burrow before time runs out for you too.